Welcome to Exhibitor Lounge, sponsored by ExhibitEdge.com. Now, I'm your host and your trade show mixologist. This is a good one, Michael Gray. Here each week you receive simple, practical, and proven tips to improve your trade show marketing strategy and get better results while maximizing your budget. All right, Mike, we're back again. We're at it. We're digging in, but I told them last week that one of your key points that you just tell everybody all the time is your 10 rules for trade show etiquette. So let's just dig right in.
Yes,
Rule number one.
Rule number one, greet your visitors warmly. And by that I mean, don't say, hi, how are you? But can I share with you what we're doing at our company? When you do that, a person is compelled to say, okay, you know, that's pretty good, as opposed to, hi, how are you? Well, I'm okay, I'll see you later. You want to draw them in, and that's it's a no pressure type of a greeting.
So kind of asking for permission, and you don't want them to give you a simple yes or no.
No, I don't want, and that's the whole point of it, that it isn't a simple yes or no. Remember we said that most of the people that come to trade shows are either decision makers or influencers. So this is an important person that you want to draw into your booth.
Okay.
So by doing that, greeting warmly, can I share with you? Let me share with you. When you say let me share, that's even better.
Right. Okay. Number two.
Number two, you want contact information. If a person has come into your booth, don't just say, well, thanks for being here. Why were you here? Write it down. Well, follow-up is in 2 weeks. You know, follow-up is next month, or don't follow up at all.
I know you were not a fan of the card reader.
No, I don't like the card reader.
Everybody had notepads in their hand, and they would write down specific information about that person.
Personalizes it for the person who has to follow up.
And to be able to remember it later on. That's
Absolutely.
The key. All right, number three.
Number three, no food or drink at the booth. I cannot tell you how many trade shows I've gone to where there's a guy eating a tuna fish sandwich or has a slice of pizza. I mean, you want to eat something? That's great. Go to the restaurant. Go to the food court. Don't eat at the booth.
Right. I guess it's not a good impression when somebody goes,
yeah, excuse me.
Can I help you?
Yeah, may I help? As the tuna is dripping down their face. It's not good. It's not a good first
All right,
impression.
number four.
No chairs. I don't believe.
Wow.
Yeah, well, you know, you've got to be alert.
Well, you got to stand up now.
Yeah, I know I do. There's no chairs in the exhibitor lounge. You didn't listen to me. You want to be prepared. You're on. It's showtime, you know, and that's really the most important part, that you are available. And I don't like having a table in front where people are behind it. Go out, draw them in.
But you'll have chairs in a lounge setting or something if there's a client that you want to talk to.
Oh, I'd have a chair and a table where you can have a conference with a client or a prospect. Absolutely.
Right, but no sitting behind the counter.
No, I don't.
So number five.
Customer comes first. Salespeople, marketing people, or all of your booth personnel should not be having conversations. And usually those conversations are, what I do last night, where are you going tonight, what's for dinner, you know, did you see so-and-so? You know,
Right, you're there for business.
you're there for business.
Right.
And really you have a schedule. The schedule says I'm going to be there from 9 to 12. You know, Sam is going to be there from 12 to 3 and so on.
Right.
Adhere to that schedule as well. That's really important.
All right, number six.
Adhering to the schedule. I was one step ahead of you. It's really to be diligent about being on time. And I always say to people, if you're scheduled for 12, get there at 11:45. You know, be cognizant of your colleagues. You know, they've been standing for the last 3 hours. You know, be on time. And if you're going to be late, well, there is such a thing called a cell phone. Say, you know, I'm going to be a little bit late, right?
And you can use a smartphone or a dumb phone.
Or a dumb phone, either one.
All right, number seven.
Number seven, a lot of companies host events at these trade shows. You know, remember we used to have the big parties
Oh,
and
my
dinners?
gosh, they're great.
Yeah, you do remember. I remember. Employees should let the customer eat first. I've seen this so many times where the sales reps get on the food line before the customers.
Right.
Hey guys, let them eat. You
Back
know?
up.
Wake up. You know, let them. And which goes into number 8, which is minimum alcohol for the salespeople and and all of the company people. Sadly, I've seen too many employees had to be carried out.
You kind of reined in your people pretty good.
I was pretty nasty, but I mean, it's you know what? There's no need. If you want to go after the event,
it's business on the show, off the show when you're out there.
Right. Whether it's at a a venue, like we used to have
A show event or
yeah.
your personal company event.
We
right.
would have these events at museums, in all different places.
Right.
And they were great and they were fun, but the thing that I just really would say, look, you know what? There's no need to overly do it.
Sure. All right, number 9.
Listen more and talk less. So my one of the biggest things about it is, listen to what the client is and the prospect is saying to you before.
Yep. That's pretty self-explanatory. So let's just jump in at number 10.
Number 10, usually when you go to the show, it's an association or it's an organization.
Right.
One of the things you really should do is learn about the organization. What are the issues that they're facing? What did the president of the organization say at the last meeting about what their goals are, what their future is?
Mm-hmm.
What are the issues that are confronting them? And can you imagine if you're talking to a prospect who is a member of the association, say, hey, I read about the president, President Smith said the other day that you guys were doing this, this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
How powerful is that, Mike? I mean, that's
Right.
a powerful thing for a salesperson to be able to say, hey, you know what? I know about what you're doing.
Right.
And the customer is going to say, boy, this guy's pretty good because this guy really understands our business.
And he cares about the industry
right.
and he cares about what's going on.
For all the years I worked at the Library Association, I got on committees. I'm still on committees for those guys and learning and trying to help the organization, because if I can help the organization, then their members are going to say, hey, Mike's a guy that really cares about what we do.
Sure. Well, we're going to let it go right there because I know we went over our time. As always, please respond with your questions or comments and let others know about exhibitorlounge.com. Hey, we'll see you next week. Until then, I'm your host, Michael Gray, telling you, relax in the Exhibitor Lounge.
Oh, look at this. Yeah, yeah.